Hi everybody, this is Toffee bringing you chapters 15 and 16 of my Cerulean Crescent 100% growth LTC. Chapter 15 is a rare single objective map in CC. We need to kill a single boss and that's it. Granted, this boss is a super boss, but there is a setup to wander on the boss even in 0% growths, so the map is really a question of how much EXP we can farm. First pay-rise promotion of the run will be Arsteel. The minor dent to his EXP gain is unfortunate, but he needs the extra point of movement in order to be the boss killer on this map. Unless we wanted to break out the Purge Tome, but we actually want to get an enemy face boss kill. This is another map where we have the Seahawk deployed with us. We also have a few other temp units, but they're not relevant, so I won't talk about them. At the start, we're joined by a new unit, John the 16th. She can use these monster weapons. Her skills are Mutate, which let her spend an action to randomly learn 2 skills until overwritten or the end of the map, from a long list that notably includes Gale Force and Celerity. And she has Adrenaline, which heals her to full at the start of her turn if there's an enemy within 5 tiles. It turns out the one action of Wind Up she needs to become a Gale Forcer is still too much, and she doesn't end up bringing anything new to the table. All she'll do is visit a village in this chapter. In the south, we'll complete Eosif's training arc and make use of Tazzle to let both halves of our army use the Gambler's Folly. Vermilion is here as a lightweight unit who can move 10 squares, though he still needed a shove to reach this spot. Since we took Whipjack's quest, visiting this spot causes an enemy to show up. Lundros needed a shove to reach this specific armor knight. He'll then take the leyline boost and mop up that island. We picked that armor since it has an uncounterable weapon, so we're okay with player phasing him with Eosif. We gave Eosif a crit negation item since one of the Revenants has a crit weapon. Seal is once more here to be a reposition bot, since Arsteel needs to move 10 squares to reach the leyline near the boss, which is also the reason why Arsteel has the Plotter's Gift. Then we break out Lacerate to pick off a sniper who drops rare ore before cantoing into one range of the boss. The boss has a variety of weapons, but only one of them can be countered, the Silver Axe, so we need to be in one range of the boss for the enemy face kill. The way you're supposed to beat this map is by picking off ships that drop logs and having the Seahawk turn those logs into storm cannon uses to wear down the boss, but Arsteel's first strike gets the job done pretty nicely. In 0% growths, promoted Francisca can also wander on the boss with the leyline boost and her PRF. Here, we rigged John the 16th to learn Celerity so she can walk up to the village to the north. Killing the beast will net us our second chicken, Joyful Joe. Joe is a bit more sturdy than Vermilion, especially with the ability to transform into a dragon, which gets him plus 20 defense at the cost of Canto Plus and 5 of his movement. He also has Acrobat. Joe is more practically useful than Vermilion because the dragon form has access to 1 to 2 range weaponry, so he can be a filler combat unit who doesn't need much mobility assistance on a certain late game route-esque map. There's also a guidance chapter featuring all of our chickens, and Joe will have a small but important part to play there as well. We don't really need to invest in Joe to do the work that he needs to do, but we do give him some EXP in part 3 just owing to a lack of other EXP targets. None of Tazzle's potions that he synthesizes ever end up mattering in this run. All that's left in the south is the Dune show. Our second Seahawk flag will immediately start paying off by helping Dune move very far around this map. She will flag warp off of this boat that drops a log. When I was planning out this run, I basically treated every single droppable item as an opportunity to flag warp. This boss has an uncounterable weapon, which is why we have no hesitation about having Dune pick him off on player phase, refilling her HP. She'll then fly over to the right to help protect a certain future recruitable unit over there. The Seahawk will burn RMs before getting Tazzle out of the sight of the enemies. Gil Goldfist normally gets killed by the combination of Locust and Big Bird, though the latter does have poor accuracy thanks to rocking a double eye patch. However, since Dune is over there, Big Bird sees a one-shot on her with his weapon, Dismasha. The Da class of weapons do effective damage to armors, cavalry, and flyers. Naturally, we need to dodge him. That there was a visual glitch. If enemies have defense below 0 due to stat effects from weapons, the damage against them is displayed as 0 even though it is calculated correctly. Yusuf hits level 10, his benchmark for chapter 17. I'll let the rest of the enemy phase play out, that'll be chapter 15 in one turn. Chapter 16 is a prison break. Remember Orin? Well, we need to get him out of prison, and along the way there are a couple of other units we want to get out as well. This is defined as an escape map, but because of the nature of the map, the minimum deployment does not matter at all. Arsteel, and especially Dune, will just treat the map as an EXP farm. Lindros' time has come, and he will take his promotion to become our premier rescue staff user. He has 28 magic naturally right now, and the tome we bought from Marlowe ups that to 36 for a massive 18 range, letting us trivialize this map. Surprisingly, even that won't be enough for a certain future strategy. He needs to get to 30 magic naturally, or 38 with the tome, by chapter 19. That spot will let Arsteel maximize his enemy phase exposure while also opening up the house. He has the Plucker's Gift so he can get out on the next turn. The house will get us a Wave Staff, which is an infinite range B rank fortified type staff. Lindros starts by rescuing out Lilac, one of the recruitable units on this map. Raylan and Francisca will round out the Ellery formation, with Francisca tearing down the wall holding Hagendire, another recruitable. It's Dune time! She combos very well with ley lines, getting an HP refill and hence even more mobility out of them, on top of the attack boost of course. She will flag warp off of this boss with the harpoon. Haim is just here as a filler leadership star. Get used to seeing her in that role. Lindros makes everybody else's magic stat look small in comparison, but Ellery's not a slouch and will get in some uses of the rescue staff as well. Lindros will then pull Orin out. Any unit can recruit Hagendire by talking to him. He's another leadership star, coming with the skill Versatile, which gives him a minor buff for each of the weapon classes that he can use. Provoke, and Lock Touch. There unfortunately isn't any application for him beyond being a leadership star, though we do have him do something with his access to swords at some point. We could have rescued Orin from further back, but we went that far up so Ellery could recruit him while killing an enemy with the Seahawk flag. Orin is an interesting unit. He is of course a lance user and has a leadership star, but he also has Shatter, which adds 4 times the weapon weight surplus his weapon has over his opponents to his attack, and Got Your Back, which gives him an action refresh once a turn when he rescues or drops a unit. This last one lets him take 3 actions in a turn without any dances, since it doesn't interfere with the Gale Force proc of the Seahawk flag, and also importantly lets him rescue a unit on the final turn of an escape map and still walk out, which will be useful a few different times. He's not going to be an important EXP target though. His PRF, the Orin Special, is an inaccurate weapon that is very heavy to synergize with his skill and grants him some bulk and a hit version of charge. Here he recruits Lilac before picking up Lindros. Lilac is a true blue summoner and comes with Infantry March, which gives himself and adjacent infantry +2 move if any start the turn next to him, and has the ability to summon a phantom version of himself which can walk through walls and lunge and swat. Both these skills will help out in several future clears. Orin and Lilac are the 2 units who must be escorted out, but we also take the time to rescue this Pegasus out of its enclosure. Letting the Pegasus get out with us will unlock Oriana's promotion, which we absolutely need for several future clears. Dune used her second attack to pick off the Crystal Bow enemy who we wouldn't be able to dodge on enemy phase, before moving right into the Lion's Den. Francisca handed off the Whitewater to Nerissa to increase her healing with Wave. Dune is in for a nasty enemy phase, one so bad this is the second time I used Alternity script to write the starting RN to memory instead of spending time burning 130,000 odd RNs. Nerissa can refill Dune's HP from afar to reduce the number of dodges she needs. Dune needs a lot of dodges and crits to maximize her EXP on this enemy phase, while surviving of course. Ellery will refill Dion's HP to let her go off and get another side objective, the telescope. We use the item drop to flag warp, but ultimately this is a flex. The telescope is a 3-range locked bow that grants a big skill boost and has a lot of crit, but is rather weak. Everybody will just get out afterwards to complete chapter 16 in 2 turns, though there are a couple of things to see right after the clear. Tower gets his story promotion. It gives him a stat boost all round and access to dark magic. He still won't be relevant, not until the very end of the route he's on. Oriana gets to ride the Pegasus, going up to 8 move with Canto Plus. This is one of the few promotions in the game that doesn't grant weapon EXP.